Hi, my name is Iapelli. I just wanted to tell you a little story about Father Brian at St. Anthony's. Back in July 21st of 2015, I was admitted to the hospital because I couldn't breathe, I couldn't catch my breath, I couldn't move, do anything. So after some tests that day, the next day they came in and told me that they were going to put me into a induced coma and do a biopsy on me. And then I went out. And after that, I don't remember anything. My wife lived through the story. This is Kathy Iapelli.
Hello.
And she'll tell you what happened after I went to sleep because I don't remember anything until after I woke up.
Mario went in for a biopsy. He had trouble breathing, and the doctors told me after the surgery that he was so very, very critical. This lasted about 40 days. After being in the coma, about maybe mid-August, I had a friend who said, we'd like to send our friend Father Brian to pray over Mario. And I said, oh, please do. I said, we can use all the prayers. You know, Mario's very sick. They told me if Mario lived, if he even lived, he would be on a ventilator the rest of his life, But to make plans, and just in case, God forbid, he really, really took a turn for the worse. Father Brian came, he started praying over Mario, and my friend kept calling me. She's like, oh, how's Mario doing? I'm like, oh, he's okay, the same. And Father Brian came again, and then after a couple of days, she's like, how is Mario? And I said, well, Mario's doing better. She says, well, I have to tell you something. And then she explained to me Father Brian, St. Anthony's Church, the healings, and with that, Father Brian continued to pray over Mario, and he got better. At one point, he was so critical, he couldn't even have a lung transplant. Then I guess he woke up maybe the end of August, give or take a few days, and they said he was running a marathon. I said, he's doing better. They said, he is running a marathon. They used to call us the miracle whip. He was the miracle, I was like the whip. We'd run in and out of the hospital, I'd run in and out. Having said that, he finally came about. They moved him to a step-down floor, and then he woke up, and then he can tell you the rest.
And I woke up, I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't even move because after that much time, you lose all your muscle. And then my wife had explained to me about Father Brian and stuff. I was overwhelmed with it. I said, I couldn't believe everything that went on while me, I was taking a little nap. And so then the doctors came in a few days later, explained to me I'm going to have to go to a rehab. They're trying to see which rehab I could go to because they didn't know how bad, because they had no muscle left. So they didn't know what kind of place I had to be, real serious or halfway. And so after they evaluated me, they said, you're right on the border, we're going to send you to the, I said, no, send me to the good place, to the place where, you have to be even better than what I was. So they sent me there, and the doctor says, when I got there, he said, okay, what's your plan? And that was on September, maybe 12th, 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor says, what's your plan? How do you want to go? I said, my plan is to sleep in my own bed October 1st. And he's like, wow, you have to learn how to do everything again. And I'm like, it could be done. He said, we'll have to, it's up to every man upstairs and you. I said, okay. So with that, every day, I'd have to go to therapy. And after about maybe a week, not even a week in the therapy, the nurse that's helping me, she says to me, she goes, you're one of my hardest patients. I said, what do you mean? I said, I try to, I don't mean to be hard on her. She goes, no. She goes, you're doing so fast and recovering so fast. She goes, every day I gotta think of something new for you to do because what I did yesterday, you're doing today, no problem. And okay, wow, I was pretty happy with that. With that, like I said, all through all this, Father Brian would come by every couple of days and we'd pray and everything. And then, like I said to them, I told them I wanted to be out. And sure enough, October 1st, that day, they released me from the rehab. I walked up my steps in my house, and I slept in my own bed. Well, that was, like I say, October 1st. So for the next few weeks, I'd do exercise at the house, and I'd gotten a dog, a puppy, right before I got sick. So now I'm home every day because I can't work or anything. So now I'm taking the dog, and we're going for little walks. Maybe 2-3 blocks at first. Before you know it, I'm doing a mile and a half walk. Playing ball with the dog, and not even wearing, I was wearing oxygen, a little unit, I didn't have to wear that anymore. And a little while went past, we were doing that. And you know what comes in November, December? Snow. So in January, it snowed, and I went out with the snow blower, and I was doing the snow. And when I went to my doctor's visit, I was telling him, he says, yeah, he couldn't believe it. He says, no way, there's no way you could. I said, I'm telling you, I did it, and I cleared my whole, and I don't have just a little driveway. My driveway is 80 feet long and 20 feet wide. I have 18 feet. But yeah, it's not a small driveway. And I have a snowblower, but still, if anybody uses a snowblower, you know, it still work. And they just couldn't believe it. And every matter of fact, even till today, whenever I go to the doctor, I just laugh at them. I said, this is why they call doctors in practice. I said, you just, figure some things out. I said, the man upstairs is the guy that really says what's going to happen to us.
And what about the lung transplant place? We went to the lung transplant.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's right. They went through all this testing, said he was getting a lung transplant. Well, we went back after all the testing. This was 2016.
Yes, this was into the next year, like February, March.
The doctor shook his hand and said, I'm sorry, you don't qualify for lung transplant.
Yeah, we'll see
when
in
I
6
tell you,
months
I'm
or
getting
so.
goosebumps. When I tell you the glow that went over Mario's face, it was the most craziest thing. It was like his whole face lit up. It was like, so, and here we are.
Yeah,
6
years later. It was just 6 years.
We're out on our motorcycle.
Last month, yeah. I've ride my motorcycle. We've been to California a couple of times. So now we're just gonna live life and enjoy every day. Yeah.
And keep the faith.
That's it.